Hey, so I found these two chairs on Facebook Marketplace. I got them both chairs for $30. They were really messed up on the bottom, like the bottom of the stuff would like that holds the springs, I guess, so you don't see the inside of the chair. It was just coming off, like coming apart. You could just touch it and it would fall apart. So that was kind of gross. The lady who I bought them from, really nice. She said that she had bought them from someone else and that they were trying to reupholster them, I guess. I don't know what would make them fall apart like that, though. I tried to get the staples out. I don't know what this is, but it was impossible. I got a couple of them out and then I broke some and got tired of it. And so I just stapled the backing on. If I ever do something like this again, I will be getting a much better stapler. Hopefully one that's like pneumatic or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was a pain. And they wouldn't go all the way in, and so I had to hammer them in. But aside from that, I really like these chairs. They're really cute, and I want to use them as office chairs for a home office. And because they were cheaper than office chairs, and the office chairs that I could find on Facebook Marketplace weren't very nice, so these chairs were definitely much nicer than those. So I figure it'll work for now, and if I ever am able to do some nice office chairs, then I will just either sell these or use them for something else. But I really like them, so I wanted to make them as nice as possible. But I've never been trained. I don't know anything about upholstery. So I had to watch a video, and I can't remember. I watched a couple of them, and I just took the one that looked like they had the nicest finished product, and I just did what they said to do. So I stapled like the center of each side and two next to the center, like one on each side of a staple in the middle, and did that all the way around, and then went through and did the rest of the staples. And I cut a little piece on that little corner where the legs are, and I tucked it, and that's pretty much it. It was a little rough. It's not as pretty as the upholstery video one, and it was a true upholstery place showing how to do it. So I don't know. Mine was not as nice, but I was still pretty proud of myself. But we will see what happens. Hopefully they hold up. So I got this desk for free off of Facebook Marketplace, and it had seen better days for sure. If I remember correctly, the people I got it from said that it had like broken or something while they were moving it, or something happened. I don't know. Maybe when they got it from somebody else or something. Anyways, so the guy just kind of screwed the base of it back on or something. And I was like, oh man, that's why it was free, right? I didn't know. I knew there was a little bit of damage. I didn't know there was that much damage. And it wasn't all solid wood. Parts of it are, and parts of it are not. And so I don't want to try to fix compressed wood or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to sit there and fuss with it. So I figured that Philip would be able to design me a shelf for both sides, because this desk seats two people, one on each side. It's really cute. Anyway, so it would be a shelf facing one side and a shelf facing the other side, but underneath the desk. So, and it would also be the other leg, I guess, if you will, the other base. So I decided I was going to take this apart and take the piece off that other base was connected to, because it was all broken. It had like a lot of damage to it, and so I figured just get it out of the way and then we can fix it. Funny story, while I was picking the desk up, I took the truck and I went to go get the desk, and Philip was at work. He had the car, he had the SUV, and they weren't certain we could get all of this into the truck. And so the guy was like, I'll just use my trailer. So we start loading it into the trailer, and we had a painter's blanket down so that way we could not scratch it all up and mess it up any more than it already was. And I slipped and I fell on my bum. I was so embarrassed. Anyway, so now you know, there's a lot that came with this desk. I didn't want to just give up on it. So I needed it to work, and it was a pain getting this side off. I just needed it to come loose, and it had dowels down in the top part of the desk, and it was, I don't know if it was glued or what. It was in there pretty good. It was definitely in there pretty good. So I ended up actually getting really frustrated after I messed with the other side of the desk and like turned off the camera and got angry with it. And I got it apart and I didn't break anything else. So that's good. The top of this desk is also not hardwood. It has like a veneer or something on it. I'm not real sure. And it might even be like edge banding. I don't know. I don't really know. But it's not solid wood. I would have loved for it to have been solid wood. And since it wasn't, I decided I was going to paint the whole thing. One, we couldn't create a base and then make it the same color as the desk. So I figured since the top is not wood, not real wood, trying to sand all that down, I would probably mess up whatever it is that's on there. I'm not even sure if it's laminate or if it's veneer, or I do not know. But I'm not playing with it. So since I couldn't restain it and make it look however I wanted to, I decided I was going to paint it. And so it works out because then everything matches. Well, this desk also came with these, I don't really know what they're called. Let me see if I can look that up. But they are really cool. They're supposed to hold like the computer, and the drawer is for the keyboard, and then you keep a computer monitor on top of the unit or whatever. I do not know, but it was very cool. Let's see if I can figure this out. They're called computer cabinets. Well, that wasn't as grand as I thought it was going to sound. But anyways, so a desk and 2 computer cabinets. And I got it all for free, aside from the amount of money that we spent to build onto it and to paint it and all of those things. And I primed as well. But do you see that compressed wood? You can tell it's compressed wood. All of it's, I don't know. And it's cool because we ended up using plywood, 3/4 inch plywood for the other side. And there it is. So Philip went in and he just measured to make it the same length as that base. That real pretty decorative one that I showed just a little bit ago. He wanted to make it the same height as that one and the same width. So he did all the math and started making his cuts. So I'll let you watch some of this. I'll get back to you in just a little bit. So I went ahead and I decided that I needed to Bondo the edges of this, anything that was going to be facing the outside. And I really just Bondoed all the edges and the seam that was where that little piece, that sits sideways, I don't know. It's right next to me right now, but it's like the face of it pretty much, the face of that shelf that connects to the desk. So I went ahead and I Bondoed it because I wanted one for the little cracks that plywood has, or little holes, I don't know. It's where it's like missing pieces of wood. You cut into it and you see it has like little gaps. So I wanted that to be smooth, and I didn't want to have to buy edge banding because I do not have a clothes iron or any kind of iron aside from curling irons, and I don't want to use those on that. So I just Bondoed it because I figure it's like making your own edge banding. So that's what I did. Here is I'm just putting some Bondo on that, and then I sand it down and it looks great. So if you're painting, Bondo it. It's all good. So we decided we were going to try to make the trim out of plywood, the trim that goes around the base. And we quickly learned, after we had cut all that plywood up and put it through the router, that you can't. So we made a trip to Lowe's and we got, I think it's a poplar board, and we cut it down to 4 inches, which is what we needed, because that's the trim on the other side of the desk is 4 inches. So, and then he put it on the router and he cut his pieces, and once we get it on there, it looks so good, and it looks like it was supposed to be like that. So it's all good. So I primed all of the pieces off camera, but I used Zinsser 123 primer in gray, and then I painted the desk with Iron Ore by Sherwin-Williams. Well, I painted all the pieces this color, and it looks so pretty, and I love it. I love this color. It's a good color. It's a charcoal, and Philip and I both love it. So very happy with it. It still took 3 coats. I'm not sure why, but we did move it into the house so I could paint in warmer weather, and I figured maybe it was because we had a cold front that came through, that maybe it was too cold. I don't know, but painted it inside. It looks a lot better now. So here I'm going to keep the hardware. I know a lot of people like to change hardware and all that stuff. I don't want to. It's perfectly fine. None of it's missing. Everything's matching. And so what I decided to do is use some gilding wax by Dixie Belle. Because I figured the color, like, I don't know if it's pewter or what it was, but it kind of was just blending in with the charcoal color. And so I figured just putting that gilding wax on there, which is a lot better than painting in my opinion, it just made it look so pretty. So I really like the pop of gold, and the gilding wax will last for a really long time. And if it ever starts to, I don't know, go away, I'll just add some more back and just buff it right in, and it'll be fine. So easy duty. So if you're interested in something like that really works, this gilding wax is really easy to use. And I did get a little bit on the drawer, and I just used a little bit of water, and it came right off. So now once it's dry, it's not going to come off, just so you know. Like, you have to get it right away. But this stuff is really good. And after, I think it's 4 hours, it's pretty much dried it to the touch. And I think at 12 hours you buff or something like that. I don't know. The directions are on, they're on the little can. but it works really well and it's very pretty. So here it is, all finished. Now the office is not done, but the desk and the chairs and the little computer cabinets, they're all done. And those little computer cabinets I'm not using for computers. I'm going to put like my paints and lots of other stuff that I use. I'm going to put them in there. And of course these shelves we're going to use for some books and stuff. And I'm really excited. I think it turned out really good and I'm very happy with it. It wasn't completely free because we had to build stuff and paint it, but that's okay. That is okay. I can deal with that. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you back, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.